breaking news. Good to be with you. I'm Katie Tur. We're following that news out of Washington, D.C., where the Justice Department has just released transcripts and audio from Epstein co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche to House lawmakers. Again, there is audio of this. The audio is coming. We are trying to turn it. Joining us now, MSNBC legal analyst and former Assistant Manhattan District Attorney Catherine Christian. New York Times opinion columnist David French is with us as well. I will note the interesting timing in doing both the John Bolton search today and releasing 263 pages of Epstein, of the Ghislaine Maxwell interview. I'm going to just now, it's going to take a bit. I'm going to read the pertinent interview portions related to both President Clinton and President Trump between Todd Blanche and Ghislaine Maxwell. I will also note that sitting in on this interview was an FBI agent, which means, and it's a proffer agreement, so if Maxwell lied to Todd Blanche or others, she could be prosecuted. Lying to an FBI agent, whether under oath or not, is a federal crime. So bear with me. I'm going to read it as we try to turn this audio. This is on page 103, again, of these 263 pages. Shout out to Tom Winter for finding it so quickly. Todd Blanche asking Ghislaine Maxwell, do you know whether, for example, President Clinton ever received a massage? Ghislaine Maxwell, I don't believe he did. Todd Blanche, and what makes you say you don't believe he did? Ghislaine, well, because I don't, so that's a good question. The time that Epstein and President Clinton spent together, the only times I believe, well, obviously, they traveled. There was that, you know, the plane. They went on the plane 26 times or whatever. That would be one journey. So they spent time on the plane together, and I don't believe there was ever a massage on the plane. So that would be the only time that I think President Clinton could have received a massage, and he didn't because I was there. Todd Blanche. And you mentioned that early in the very beginning of the conversation, you mentioned President Trump in the early 90s. Maxwell, yes. Blanche, what did you observe as far as President Trump and his relationship with you or Mr. Epstein? Maxwell, well, I just want to say for my relationship with President Trump, relationship's a big word, but I just want to say that I met him, or I believe I may have, because of my father in the 90s. Blanche, okay. So my father liked him very much. He was loved, really liked his wife as well, because we were both Czechoslovakian. And as far as I'm concerned, President Trump was always very cordial and very kind to me. And I just want to say that I admire his extraordinary achievement in becoming the president. And I like him, and I've always liked him. So that is the sum and substance of my entire relationship with him. Blanche. What about Mr. Epstein's relationship with him? Maxwell. I don't know how they met. I don't know how they became friends. I certainly saw them together and remember the few times I observed them together, but they were friendly. I mean, they seemed friendly. Blanche. Was that in social settings or was that in private settings? Maxwell. I believe I only ever saw them in social settings. I don't recall any private settings. Blanche. Have you ever been to Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach? Maxwell. I have. Blanche. In what time period are you thinking about when you say yes? By the way, these are pictures from Mar-a-Lago that we're showing on the screen right now. Maxwell. I don't remember when the president purchased Mar-a-Lago, so from whenever it turned into the club, I went there and I loved going there. Blanche. Did you go there alone or with Mr. Epstein? Maxwell. Mostly alone. Blanche. Do you know where? Maxwell. And the times I went there, it was for an event, maybe once or twice. Blanche. And do you know whether Mr. Epstein ever went there? Maxwell. I believe he did. But again, he didn't take me with him all the time. So he would go, he did from time to time, but he would go alone. I think he would maybe go himself to the spa. I certainly did. Blanche. Did you ever observe President Trump receiving a massage? Maxwell. Never. Blanche. Did you ever observe, you said that you were, have you seen, there's photographs, public photographs of Mr. Epstein and President Trump together. Maxwell. Yes. Blanche. And there's photographs, I think you're in some of them. Again, these are ones that we're showing. Maxwell, yes. Blanche, as well, those all appear to be social settings. Maxwell, yes. Todd Blanche, do you? Well, Maxwell interrupts. That's my memory. They were social settings. I don't know Epstein, if he had whatever the nature of the president's friendship, if you will, or however you want to define that with Epstein. I never witnessed. I think they were friendly, like people are in social settings. I don't think they were close friends, or I certainly never witnessed the president in any of, I don't recall ever seeing him in his house, for instance. I actually never saw the president in any type of massage setting. I never witnessed the president in any appropriate setting in any way. The president was never inappropriate with anybody. In the times that I was with him, he was a gentleman in all respects. Blanche, when's the last time you saw him in person, President Trump? Maxwell. It's been a long time. Probably not sometime in the mid-2000s, maybe. And it would only have been a social setting as far as I can recall. Blanche, and did you ever hear Mr. Epstein or anybody say that President Trump had done anything inappropriate with masseuses or with anybody in your world? Maxwell, absolutely never in any context. Blanche, do you know whether 14 masseuses from Mar-a-Lago Spa ended up giving 15 massages? I'm sorry, take out those numbers. Do you know whether masseuses from Mar-a-Lago Spa ended up giving private massages to Mr. Epstein? I'm not asking for what you may have read, but at the time, from your personal knowledge, do you know whether that's true? Maxwell, I don't recall. Is it possible? Yes. But I don't remember. I don't remember that. So I don't recall that, but it's possible. Blanche, do you have a recollection of you ever recruiting a masseuse from Mar-a-Lago to give a private massage to Mr. Epstein? Maxwell, I never recruited a masseuse from Mar-a-Lago for that, as far as I remember. I can't ever recollect doing that. Blanche, okay, so what I think we should do now, it's about 12:15, we'll take a break, and we'll come back in a little bit. Maxwell, okay. Forgive me for the pauses in the reading.